Good evening, great turn that done a bit. Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. A little bit later than what I said, but it is what it is, do you know what I mean? It's like that and it's like this. Then I was too busy on the WhatsApp groups with the football, people talking about the trip to Aston Villa. Yep, people talking about how much tickets they've got. And I've got to say, it is a bit of a farce, the ticket situation. But there's going to be a lot of people down in Birmingham without tickets for the game as it stands. But anyway, there is a game tonight. It is up in Dundee. And let me see what the score predictions people think that are going to be. 1-0 Celtic. I put up a poll earlier on for 1-0 Celtic. It's currently sitting at 5%. 2-1 Celtic is 13%. 2-0 Celtic is 29%. To win by more than 3 goals, 53% of people that have voted so far, 54%, 53% is up and down. Say that Celtic will win by more than 3 goals tonight. And will Greg Taylor start tonight? Let's see who's all in the chat, because there's loads in the chat. I know Mr. Quinn's in the house. Tom is in the house. He's forgot his Fire Sticks. Is there any streams on YouTube? And you'll not get one on YouTube. I don't think you'll get one on YouTube. Hank is in the house. Brad. Yeah, Vig League or Vitbox is probably your best one. Tam Max, Stephen Johnson, I hope you're well. JJ's in the house, even and over. Hope you've had a smashing day. We may continue tonight. It's all a bit quiet in the Celtic news front. It is all about Kaiser is in the house as always. We would never sell our club. He's going for 2-1 Celtic. I'll vote for it because 2-1 Celtic is in the vote in the poll. Michelle Shaw, she's going for 3-1. She's going for 3-1 Celtic. Big Dez is going for 3-1, and Jim says, evening everyone, hope you're all well. Ben 1967 is going for 2-1 Celtic. Interesting. But anyway, it is all a bit quiet on the transfer front. I mean, there's names getting bandied about, but there's nothing in solid. There's nothing solid. It's just pure speculation. I think that it's going to be another week before things really start getting heated up. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if it's another 2 weeks until the transfer. I think that everyone in this window are going to wait until the last minute. So the time you get to Monday the 27th, I think that's when things will start ramping up. And obviously the transfer window slams shut on the 31st, isn't it? But anyway, it is what it is. Let me just make sure I've got everything in place for the team. Oh, I need to jump over to Celtic. Never done that tonight. See what Celtic are saying. I was too busy looking at John Paul Taylor's stuff. Obviously, I hope you managed to get up to Dundee. There's Celtic. I've got a picture of Dundee. Is that an old picture? Or is that a current one? No, it's an old one. It's up 9 hours ago. They do have a picture of Adam Ida. Will Adam Ida get a start today? Kyogo Furiashi has been named in this week's Team of the Week. Means nothing, doesn't it? I would rather win trophies than win Team of the Week. I think that players getting in Team of the Week means absolutely nothing to the players. Let's be realistic. They would rather have the championship medals at the end of the season. Nice rainy pictures from Celtic. Brendan Rodgers ready for the Dundee challenge. The team will be out in around about 10 minutes time, but it is a slow news night. Michael, hope you're good. Bobby Reid is going for 3-0 Celtic. Cineres is in the house from London. Dave Hislop saying, evening. Ada needs a goal badly, says Parkhead Boy. Do you think so? Do you think that Adam Ida badly, boy for Benny Effer, is in the house? Comment on the news saying he's a winner. He's a winner. He's not won anything yet. Jesus. Slow news days, bad. Calm before the storm, Kaiser, I hope. I've got a funny feeling that this transfer window is going to be a letdown for Brendan. I think that it's the fact that we're trying to get players in, and it's coming down to whether clubs are going to let people go. And I just think that Celtic are hanging on to, I mean, it came out today that the whole Louis Palmer story was a non-starter. As far as Celtic are concerned. Celtic were never going to let Louis Palmer go out to Spain without having someone, a ready-made replacement. So we all got it wrong with that. We all followed the news that was coming out of Spain, thinking that Celtic may have had someone ready to come in. But it came out today that Celtic, it was a non-starter for Celtic for the start. The fact that we don't have a replacement, and that's what it comes down to. You're not going to let Louis Palmer go out on loan if we've not got a replacement for him. Ida's playing out of his skin. It doesn't look like he's suffering. I don't get all the hurrah with Adam Ida. He brings something different to the team, and without Adam Ida in the team the other day, Kyogo wouldn't have got the space that he got, and that's the difference. That is the difference. It'll be interesting to see how we line up tonight with Dyson Maeda still out the team. Will he play Nico Kuhn and Yang in the same team? The board knows Sevco are skint. We don't need to spend big sale to incoming. Something today. I don't think that we're really worried about what the Sevco are doing. I think Brendan Rodgers wants to get the players in now so that they're in and ready and settled for the pre-season. If Taylor stays, that'll be a letdown for the fans. Yep, apparently Rayo Vallecano have been given a transfer ban. Said Thomas, yeah, that was in. We broke that story last night. They were unaware of the transfer ban, but it also has come out that Celtic, it was a non-starter from Celtic. Nothing to do with the transfer ban. It was a non-starter from Celtic because Celtic don't have a player to come in and replace Louis Palmer, because if they let Louis Palmer go, we're short on wingers, and it's showing you that already, that the fact that we're short on wingers when he was given the weekend off due to him Jesus, I just got dizzy there. Oh, my views, I hope we hold on to Taylor. He gives 100% every game. Great rotational player. Gus Fitzsimmons is in the house. Kaiser, he's going live for the drink along. Jim McClarty is going for 2-0 Celtic. Must stay positive this time of year. Very difficult play football. Just get the job done. I think that it's a complete. I think that this January has been a complete. And if this is the way that they're going to go, I mean, it's a complete shambles. They need to have more games. If you think back to August and September, we had something like one game a week. During the whole of August and September, we were only playing once a week. And it's fine saying, oh, you've got to give the teams that are in Europe a chance. Well, you've also got to look at the league as a whole. The teams that generally go in to get their shot in Europe, they get their wee week away. They get a game away in the July, and they never make it into the European competition. So rather than focusing on that, they need to look at the product. And right now, the product is tired. It's a tired product. The SPFL is a tired product. Baz, you coming to the drink along? I may pop in at half time. Would you sell your house if you had nowhere to stay? Yeah, exactly. We buy a winger. Celtic are taking too long again. Michael, I don't think that we're taking too long. I think it's the fact that we can't get the player that we want. And the clubs are unwilling at this point of the window to let players go. Who is official? It's now a sausage party. That's one thing that I didn't want to read on the comments. But you're right. Anyway, I did put out the score prediction with 4 minutes to go until the team is announced. Dundee versus Celtic. Score 1-0 Celtic 6%, 2-1 Celtic 12%, 2-0 Celtic 36%, to win by 3 or more than 3 goals 46%. Wonder if Aberdeen will make an appearance tomorrow. Well, Aberdeen have been buying in some players. Aberdeen have been strengthening their squad, so I think that Aberdeen really need to turn the corner, because when you look at it, I'll tell you one thing, Hibs are on an absolute roll, and if I was Aberdeen, I'd be looking over my shoulder thinking, Hibernians, they're on a fantastic run, and we're not, and there's only 6 points in it. I mean, Aberdeen could get put down into 6th position quite easily with just a couple of games. They could get put down to 6th position, which would be some turnaround, especially after pushing Celtic for so long. And I really thought that Aberdeen could have went. I mean, the fact is Aberdeen never had any European football to worry about. Christopher is in the house. It'll all be sorted out eventually. Keep patience. Yes, and Aries, exactly. Wee grandson human. Training. Jesus. Wouldn't surprise me if they sub Kuhn early to save him for the weekend. It's not just the weekend that we need to think about. It's a massive week for Celtic next week. I mean, we've got the Scottish Cup this weekend. We do have the Scottish Cup this weekend. And then we've got the Champions League next week. So, would you rest players tonight? I mean, it is played on a Tuesday night. We're not playing until 5:30 on the Saturday, which does give us a bit of leeway. But then next Wednesday, I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The Scottish football just doesn't give... Why play the game at 5:30 on a Saturday when Celtic are playing in the Champions League, and a massive game in the Champions League on the Wednesday night? You think that we'd try and give them as much rest as possible after such a grueling start to the year and a crazy December. I think that the SPFL really need to look at what the hell they're doing, especially with the new format of the Champions League, and hopefully Celtic will be in the Champions League next season. Anyway, Celtic haven't put out their usual pre-match picture yet. Oh, they have. 5 minutes ago, I missed it. Team news is incoming. Pitch is looking good up in Dundee. The lights are on. There's no frost or nothing on the pitch. I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot better looking pitch than what was up at Ross County. And how good would it to be to win £3,000 in the Paradise Windfall at half time tonight? Download the app, purchase a £2 ticket, and you could find out. And there you go. Draw sponsor, Howden. The new name for Laurie Rosens. Laurie Ross Insurance. Howden obviously bought that company. Anyway, the team news should be out. Come on, Celtic. Now, Schmeichel, Johnston, Carter Vickers, Trusty, close your eyes, Greg Taylor starts, Callum McGregor, Paulo Bernardo, Luke McCowan, Yang, Kyogo, and Adam Ida. On the bench is Sinisalo, Scales, Palmer, Kuhn, Alex Baye, Johnny Kenny, Arnie Engels, Rio Hatate, and Tony Ralston. What an interesting team the manager's picked tonight. No one's seen all those changes coming. No one's seen those changes coming at all. Interesting, very interesting. And give me 2 seconds till we get it up on the screen. So, Greg Taylor back into the team tonight. Tell me how you feel about that. It was going to happen, obviously, but it's an interesting one. It then gets the debate going. Is he or is he not going to be leaving Celtic this transfer window? You've got to play him tonight and rest Alex Baye just to make sure that he's fine for, I would even say, the Champions League game. Alex Baye come in for the Champions League. I just downloaded that and it didn't have... transparent. And upload it here. Get it up on the screen, Baz, hurry up. And there is the team up there tonight. Yeah, it's up that side. Schmeichel, Johnson, Carter Vickers, Trusty, Taylor, McGregor. Paulo Bernardo gets a start again. That's just squad rotation with the upcoming. It's a must-win game this weekend. It's a must-win game in the Wednesday as well. So it is all about giving the players game time and making sure that they're ready for the upcoming games. Luke McCowan getting a start back at his old club, Dundee. I wonder what kind of reception he will get up there tonight. Yang on the wing, Kyogo on the wing, and Adam Ida through the middle. Or is it going to be more a 4-4-2 formation? Do you think that McCowan will go out to the left-hand side? No, Yang will go out to the left, won't he? Interesting. It is an interesting setup that we've got. Will it be a 4-4-2 or will it be Kyogo coming off the wing? I don't know. It looks a 4-4-2 to me. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Engels on the bench. Yep, he's on the bench. Engels should be on the park from the start. You've got to make sure that you rotate the players with the weekend game coming up. And also the Champions League game. Tonight's game will take care of itself. The players on the pitch should be able to do the job. You want to have as much of their first team ready for the Scottish Cup game. That's a must-win game. It's as easy as that. It is as easy as that. You want to make sure that you have everyone fit for the Scottish Cup. You get put out the Scottish Cup this weekend and that's it, the treble's off. Brendan Rodgers would change sides. Right, come on, Kaiser, enough of that stuff. Fucking there's one thing putting it up once, but you're not putting it up loads of times. There's one thing putting it up, one thing putting that team up the way it is, but you have to be thinking Saturday's game and you need to be thinking the Wednesday night game as well. You need to be thinking down the line. And that's why, is it a 3-5-2? I don't think it's a 3-5-2. Nah, I don't think it's a 3-5-2. Not at all. I think it's probably, there's more a 4-4-2. Dundee are a good side. Dundee will have a go at Celtic. I'm just reading some of the comments. You're absolutely all mad. But anyway, yes, that is the team tonight. Greg Taylor makes it the official. He has done it. He has joined a merry band of Celtic players. Tonight, Greg Taylor has his 200th game, his first 200 starts. Greg Taylor comes back into the team to make his 200th appearance tonight for Celtic, joined by Luke McCowan and Paulo Bernardo, who also returns to the starting lineup against Dundee. Alex Bailly, Arne Engels, Rio Hatate move to the bench. That, for me, whilst Nico Kuhn returns also. When you look at it, the bench is a strong bench. Johnny Kenny, I hope he gets some game time tonight. Hatate, Engels and Kuhn on the bench. And Louis Palma, you're thinking you've got to keep them 100% fit. If we get any players injured in this game tonight, and then it's bye Scottish Cup. It's as simple as that. So you've got to make it. You've got to make these changes, and I'm all with Brendan Rodgers making changes. It is what it is. Anyway, what do you think the score will be now that sponsored by Baz? Guys, I'll take the spanner off you so you can't post it. That's all good, mate. I swear to God, that's it. Kaiser, you're getting the spanner taken off you. Post it once, mate, but posting it 3 and 4 times is just taking the piss. Let's not follow about it. No one else gets to post links on it, so you're taking the piss, as they say. I'm sticking with 2-1, and Stephen Kelly's going for 4-0. 2-1, 4-0. Stephen still 2-0. 6-1 says Gus. 6-1. Put it in the poll. There's been 307 votes so far. It's 1-0. I just think that it's going to be a tricky game tonight, and even though we managed, I think we should look at it as well. We managed 4 goals up at Ross County, but Ross County played, I think they'll play a different game, Dundee. They'll play a bit more guarded. It wouldn't surprise me if they go with 5 at the back. Jason is going for 4-0, Callum's going for 7-0, Christopher's going for 3-0. Craig, I keep wanting to say Craig Tara. 61-71 Tara says 4-0. Joseph is going for 3-1. Who do you think will score? I think VAR will be the ones ruining the game. Well, you know who's on VAR tonight, don't you? You know who's on VAR tonight. It is one of the unfortunate named people. Yep, Dallas. Dallas is in the VAR tonight, and whoever's saying Alex Baye starts, no he's not. Alex Baye is not starting. Greg Taylor is starting tonight for his 200th game, so fair play to Greg Taylor. Who comes back into the squad tonight to make his 200th appearance, and you can't take that away from the player, even if it is one of his last games. There's not many Celtic players get to hit that 200 mark. And it's got to be said, there's some fantastic players been at Celtic over the years that have, and players way better than Greg Taylor that have never managed 200 games for Celtic. When you look at the bench, Alex Baye, Scales, Palmer, Kuhn, Engels, Hatate, Johnny Kenny, and Tony Ralston. It is a good bench, and now you could see how the bench has had to change. People have been saying, if you play Kyogo, if you bring Johnny Kenny onto the bench, who do you drop off? Well, we've had to drop off the fact that Dyson Maida's not playing tonight, so Kyogo goes out to the wing, which opens up Adam Ida playing through the middle, which opens up the space on the bench for a striker. And that's where Johnny Kenny comes into the bench tonight. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that bench and Johnny Kenny when Dyson Maida returns. Because who do you drop off that bench? You can't drop anybody off of the midfield. You've only got Engels and Hatate in the midfield. So there's 2 positions to cover the midfield. You've got Kuhn as a winger, Palmer as a winger. You've got 1 for each side. You've got Scales who can play at the back, and then Alex Baye. So, the squad, I mean, you've got Tony Ralston that could play at the back as well. Would you drop Tony Ralston off? But then if something happens, it's just one of the, thank goodness we've got the manager the way he is. Greg Taylor is the weak link in our team, says Slaven. Celtic could push the boat out and keep Taylor, the great servant. They've pushed the boat out, and we need to stop this. Celtic need to do this. Celtic have offered Greg Taylor a contract. They've offered him a contract that's within the wage structure of players of his ability and experience. That we need to give him more money. He's been given an offer and he's not accepted it. People need to do that. Dallas is he's an orange bass. He is that. I reckon Bernardo or McGregor is due a goal. I think both of them are due a goal. Ida has dropped for Kenny. It has to be Ida to be dropped for Kenny. Really? And then you don't have a big, bustly striker. Is Johnny Kenny not a similar physique as what Kyogo is? So when you've got a back 5 that are all 6'2", you've nobody in that's going to put in a bit of a fight for you, because Johnny Kenny will get muscled out of the game as well. So you're not dropping Brendan Rodgers would not drop Adam Ida to bring in Johnny Kenny. Not a chance. Martin, you're absolutely no baby for me. Doctor's orders, Christmas and New Year overdid it, and the guts are gone. I'm not drinking tonight anyway. Arsenal fans are demanding KT stays. Is it a worry? Is it a worry? Because I think if he stays to the end of the season. And Greg Taylor will be with us until the end of the season. It's as simple as that. Aidan, Kyogo, McCowan, Calmat to score tonight. There's your 4 goals. Kenny will come on. I'm going to say that Johnny Kenny. I'm going to say that Johnny Kenny is going to come on and score tonight. I've just got a funny feeling. You need height for the defending corners. Yep. Johnny Kenny to get a goal. I think so too. Hoopy says, would you rather have as a striker Kyogo or Mr. Dumbelly? Kyogo all day long. Kyogo all day long. Sorry, but as good as Musa was, I think Kyogo was the better striker. Why not the Irishman can't score? Kenny will get a few minutes tonight. I think he'll come on around about the 70th minute. Kenny goal. I think so. Kenny on at the 70th. I just said that, Ben. There you go. Good minds think alike. Engels. So the corners might be a problem. No, because you've got Luke McCowan. Luke McCowan will be on corner duty tonight. So I'm not worried about that. Stuart Ramsey. Luke McCowan will be on corner duty tonight. And Luke McCowan can put in a cracking ball. So, I'm not overly worried the fact that Arnie Engels has been rested tonight. And I think it's a good thing that he's been rested. When you look at this, the Scottish Cup is a must-win game. The game at the weekend is a must-win, whether you like it or not. I mean, put it this way, would you drop points tonight? There we go, we'll finish this poll. There's been 361 votes. Everyone's going for Celtic to 362. Right, I'm going to stop that there, and I'm going to ask a question in the poll. Start another one. Why did it do that? There you go. There's a question for you. Would you drop points tonight to make sure that you win the Scottish Cup game? Bernardo can whip them in as well. So, yep. Billy Boy says Celtic 4-0. I bet that Brendan's asked on the radio if Kyogo's leaving. Just rest Taylor permanently, says Paul Baird, who sticks to his thumb. Taylor's 200th game. Get a tenner on him scoring, says Brown Warrior. Tuesday's bag of cans. Come on, Celtic, says David Haas. Would you drop points tonight to win at the weekend, to guarantee the win at the weekend? Would you rather Celtic draw tonight if it meant that Fraser will win on Sunday? Well, people are going on about it's. I would drop points. The full first team, 15 points clear. No, win both. Of course you win, as long as we draw 0-0. Lol. That's a poor poll, 100%, man. No. Of course you win. But when you look at people complaining about the team lineup and people saying that this player should be kept, this player, you can guarantee that points always. You can never guarantee 3 points. Yeah, this is true. What channel is the game tonight? Celtic TV, I think. No way we'll win both. I think we'll win both. But it was just a question because a lot of people were. Do you know what it's like? I'm going to jump over to the lands of Twitterati to see what people are saying on that with the team. As a great once said, trust the process. I'll accept nothing less than a controversial 93rd man winner and VAR to send the paranoid loonies even more crazy. 3 points incoming. Aaron Engels bench, Rodgers out. All makes sense with the Scottish Cup and the Young Boys games coming up. It does that. Bernardo starts at last. Good morning, Hoops. Celtic. I got some raging Hun commenting on the Celtic stuff. Jesus, honest to God. Why drop Engels, best player on the park, the last 4 games? Young lad, you've no idea what you're talking about. Alex Vaya dropped for no reason. He was one of the standouts in the system that actually makes overlapping runs. Not sure how that works with Taylor. People need to understand. I mean, people think that Brendan Rodgers is just making the changes for the sake of things. Cummins, Palmer, Kenny could have come in. That was brutal, I'm afraid, says Sean. Oh dear, thank God. Taylor starting, Engels dropped. What the is this? Says the Austin Trusty CSC. I bet there isn't an Austin Trusty CSC. You've just named your Twitter account that. No chance he's watching either the past few games. Do people not listen? Do people not listen to the manager? I would prefer if we could pick a midfield 3 and stick with it. Changes too often for me. Well, you need to make the changes if you want to win things. I like it. McGregor, McCowan, Bernardo in the middle, 3 guys with some fight, along with skill. Fancy a decent score. Please don't jinx it. Should have picked the same team as Saturday. Why? Look at all the youngsters getting the opportunity. Look at all and there's more people. Engels benched as a war crime. Get Taylor to F. Calmack needs rested. Bernardo in Calmack's position. Engels, and also I'm so glad that all these folk play FIFA and that have earned all their badges when it comes to football management. Could you imagine if Celtic, if Brendan Rodgers put out the same team and put all the young boys on tonight and Dundee managed to win the game tonight? Brendan Rodgers would get vilified about putting youngsters in the team and not making changes. He's went with the lineup is the strongest lineup that you could possibly get, and yet Celtic fans are berating Brendan Rodgers on social media, saying that Taylor shouldn't start, McGregor shouldn't start, and Bernardo shouldn't start, and Adam either shouldn't start. It's absolutely crazy. When you've got people on the bench that if it comes to it, you're resting Alex Bay. You're definitely resting Arne Engels, making sure that he's ready, he's fit 100% for the weekend's game. You're resting Hatate. That's 2 players that can pretty much turn the game against Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock will be going for it. You remember, Kilmarnock beat us in the Premier Sports Cup last season. They beat us in the Premier Sports Cup last season. They'll be thinking, if they want to try and change their season, what a big scalp to take. If you can knock Celtic out of the cup. And that's what they'll be thinking. And Brendan Rodgers will be thinking that as well. Peter Larkin says, we'll win the next 3 games. Too many panics in here tonight. The team is picked. Yep, Rodgers will back either, even if he never scores again this season, Baz. For me, the Celtic striker should score goals. He's not listening to what Brendan Rodgers says. Yes, he'll want him to score goals, but he also brings in a lot to the game. He brings in... If it wasn't for Adam Ida going out to the out wide, Kyogo wouldn't be able to make the runs he made at the weekend. You need to analyse the game. Stop thinking with your green tinted specs on people. It's absolutely nuts. Trust Brendan Rodgers. I mean, it's... God. Anyway, Celtic strikers should be hitting the back of the net at least 25 goals a season. How many strikers, Willie, 2269, how many strikers over the last 10 years have consistently hit over 25 goals a season? Tell me in the comment section. You're more rancid. What's rancid? See folk moaning about the midfield rotating. We've got a Scottish Cup game on Saturday, then 2 Champions League game over the space of a week. You're mentalists. Exactly, Gareth. Someone that's speaking sense. Taylor. You can still have a physical striker that scores. Of course you can have a physical striker that scores, but you also need to be able to change the formation. And if Adam either put away one of his chances, people will stop moaning about it. Either will score goals between now and the end of the season. And tell you one thing, if Adam either pops up and scores the winner for the Scottish Cup again for the second year in a row, everyone will not moan a bloody word about him all summer. Ida and Kyogo both to start. Is that strange, Celtic boy? No, it's not strange. When you look at it, we've got a winger that's out. You've got no Dyson Maeda tonight, so you're going to put Kyogo out on the wing. It'll allow Kyogo to make runs in past Adam Ida, right, which will confuse the defence even more because nobody will be. Kyogo will get a free rein. He'll get a free rein tonight to run about in front of and just behind Adam Ida to confuse the defence, and it's what I've been calling out for. We need two strikers. We've been crying out for two strikers to play in a game, and now that we do have two strikers playing, you're all saying that we shouldn't have two strikers. Make your mind up. Make your mind up. You might have tidied up your bookcase, Baz. What's wrong with it? Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Jesus. Some of the fans are moaning about nothing. Use your brain, says Peter Larkin. Yep. Dundee will set up 8 at the back and then 1-1 as usual. Exactly. So having just that, Baz just scraping barrels for a poll. Come on. Yeah, we'll end that one. It was an easy one. But anyway, Adam Ida link-up play is non-existent. Same as his awareness and first touch. Well, you could say that about... Right, he's a pick on an Adam Ida. What about Yang's link-up play? Yang couldn't fucking pass a ball if he tried. Honest to God, man. I'm glad Brendan Rodgers is the manager. It's just... There's 500 people. There you go. I'm actually beginning to wonder if some people are actually glad that Brendan Rodgers is the manager. With everything that he's doing, it just seems he can't do anything right. He makes changes because of the games that we have coming up. We've got a massive game this weekend. Don't get it, Baz. I've been crying for two strikers for years. Exactly. Loads of us have been crying out for two strikers to be on the pitch. And then when we finally get two strikers on the pitch, people are saying, fucking Ida shouldn't start, he's pish, get him off. Two strikers in the future, well, it's the future, it's also been past. Celtic should wear green. And Baz We Trust says something today. Are you glad Brendan Rodgers is the manager? Oh, there's 3% have said no. 3 people on the, well, one's Paul Baird, 2's Paul Baird, and 3's Paul Baird. At least he's consistent. At least he is consistent, Paul Baird. Big Dog, I would prefer Clement. New poll, was chorizo sausage too greasy? Chorizo isn't greasy. And if your chorizo is greasy, it's shit chorizo. Anyway, Adam to score 2, Kenny to score coming off the bench, says Paul Baird. Thank God the zombies are as bad as well. Jesus. Brendan Rodgers was shitting himself with other social media managers, says Mark. Yep. Yang for a brace tonight. If Yang scores a brace tonight, there's no chance of Yang scoring a fucking... Oh, Jesus. Remember Sutton, Hartson and Henrik? Yes, exactly. They're not Sutton and Larson, that's for sure. Too many fans, grade players, half dozen games. Yeah. Brendan using score rotation. Exactly. And I'm happy with it. Baz, your chorizo is greasy. No, it's not. No, chorizo is not greasy. If your chorizo is greasy, it is shit chorizo. Trust me. Yang scores a brace and he's getting sold whilst he's hot. Well said, that man. Hat-trick for Palmer tonight, coming off the bench. Yang in the shop window, that's all. Is Yang really in the shop window? I don't think he's in the shop window. Casper hat-trick, oh God. And not before time. It's silly season's coming. Taylor, Eider, Yang, McCarthy scoring tonight. Oh, fuck, I'm not even reading the comments anymore. These are all lost the plot. Let's see what the Celtic headlines are saying. Team news, Brendan Rodgers makes 3 changes with Kuhn named as a substitute. So he should be named as a substitute because we need him for the weekend. Kuhn and Engels on the bench as Paulo Bernardo starts. Confirmed Engels, Hatate out, Bernardo, McCowan in. And the starting 11. Wait a minute, because I'm getting some more information about tickets for Birmingham. Oh, Mr. Dara's in Dundee pissed. Good to see that they're already pissed in Dundee. Just... Oh, Jesus. I did not need to see that picture. Oh, man. Anyway. Brendan Rodgers named starting 11 to take on Dundee. Lewis Palmer on the bench. Celtic team confirmed is another headline. Right, let's end that poll because nobody's really voting it. There's only 130 voted on it, even though there's been over 2,300 people on the live. There's currently 583 on it. But are you glad Brendan Rodgers is manager? 95% said yes, 5% said no. Interesting. So there's 6% not happy Brendan being manager. Who would you want? Yeah, exactly. Not even going to go down there. McCarthy seen with Kenny Miller. That wouldn't surprise me at all. That would not surprise me at all. Don't care who scores as long as we win. Yeah, and that's it at the end of the day. Dallas will take a heart attack. I think that Hugh Dallas will have some input tonight. That's all we'll say. And trust the team. Joseph said there's plenty of managers that could get through and make us more competitive in Europe. Your Mo says he doesn't think that Brendan Rodgers is anything special. Your Mo, look at it this way, right? The players that came in the first summer Brendan was here were all earmarked by Ange Postecoglou. Look at the way that Ange Postecoglou has got his team playing in England. Do you think that Celtic would still have been successful? And do you think that Celtic would have had as good a Champions League this season with Ange Postecoglou in town? 5% are Huns trolling. Loving the games come thick and thin, says Big Des. If you love Clement at Shitterbox, clap your hands. Can't wait for the Champions League to start back. It starts back next week, David, so you'll all be happy about that. And Greg Taylor, will this ultimately be Greg Taylor's last match? Brendan Rodgers wanted to make sure that he joined a merry, merry, merry band of men. There's not many good Celtic players generally get to reach 200 games because they're usually sold. Yes, they're usually sold way before they get the opportunity to play 200 games. Greg Taylor has come into the team tonight to make an appearance, it says on the Celtic website. He's joined by Luke McCowan and Paulo Bernardo, who also returned to the starters for the game in Dundee. Following from 4-1 victory over Ross County and Dingwall, you know, that 4-1 makes it sound as if it was an easy game. But when you look at the first sort of 70 minutes, it wasn't that easy, was it? Brendan Rodgers has made 3 changes to the starting lineup. In comes Greg Taylor to make his 200th game for Celtic. And I wonder if we'll get a wee... Does he get a wee cap? Do they still do caps? Is that no? Is it just for international? Will they get a wee... I don't know. Does he get that? I've played 200 games. Celtic should do that. Celtic should give him a wee cup. Give him a wee cup to say, I've played 200 games for Celtic, just to piss off Rangers. Anyway, have you noticed anything different about the screen tonight? Yes, look what's changed down there. 55th title on its way. Some of you need to calm down. And then hashtag 119. That'll need to change soon too, when it changes to 120 once we win the Scottish League, and then it'll change to 121. Taylor should be sold to England Championship team. I think ultimately that's where he will be sold. Fad 1963, welcome to the One Celtic Fans View membership. Thank you for joining that. 200 games is a great achievement, Paul Maguire said. It is. A jersey with 200 on it. It's a fantastic achievement, and you can't take it away. I mean, no matter what you think about Greg Taylor on a personal level, or whether he should be in the team or not, and you've maybe been one of these people that have been crying out for a left back for about 3 or 4 years, but he's managed to do 200 games. And you've got to give the lad credit for that, and it should be applauded. It should be applauded because there's no many players. I mean, Musa Dumbelli never got nowhere near 200. You know, Jota nowhere near 200. Matt O'Reilly, way better, 10 times better than him. Nowhere near 200 games. You could go down a big list of players that have came to Celtic that have got nowhere near 200 games under their belt, and Greg Taylor has. So for me, I mean, I think that there has to be a better left back out there. But for the Scottish contingent, we'll need to wait until Kieran Tierney comes in. And I never thought I'd say that because I didn't really want Kieran Tierney to come back in the first place. It's on Sky Sports, the game tonight. Well, there you go. He's a Celt at heart. I don't think that he's a Celt at heart. He enjoys the team that he plays for. I don't think his dad would like him saying that he's a Celt at heart. My missus having a hissy fit because you said go and get me some beers for the Celtic game tonight. What the fuck, you played the other day? Tell me about it. My missus said the same. What do you mean you're playing tonight? What do you mean you played on Saturday? Why can you play tonight? New song for the Rangers, Walk Out. Nah, don't even try. Taylor will get a Gucci belt and a bag of cans. I think Taylor's 190. At least Paul Baird's consistent with his anti-Greg Taylor. 199 games too many, says Paul Baird. Big Des says, I think it'll look class tonight. Their pitch looks tidy and it should suit our state of play. Yes, the picture that Celtic put out of the Dundee pitch, they've also put out a thing, 200 appearances. Congratulations to Greg Taylor, who's set to make his 200th appearance for the club today. 200 appearances, Greg Taylor. Let me see what some of the comments are saying. Congratulations to the wee hard-working Greg. How's that contract going? Please stay. Well, he needs to just accept it. But people need to stop getting on Celtic's back as if it's Celtic's fault he's not accepted the deal. Celtic have put a deal on the table, right? They went, Greg, sign this. And his agents went, nah, we want 25 grand. We want 25 grand a week, and then we'll sign it. And Celtic have went, no, you're getting 22. Take it. Take it or leave it. Anyway, he's not getting 200 because of his ability. I'm suffering deja vu. I could have sworn he made his 200 appearance last week. You lot even tweeted it. About 82 many. Another one says, Jesus suffering. Very disrespectful to Post Valley. Jesus, 199 too many. There's another one. Make it his last embarrassing celebrate this. Disrespectful to Alex by hopefully not Jesus, I don't know why I go into Twitter. Twitter's just Twitter is absolutely mental. Lads, Greg wants to leave. Of course he wants to leave. Rum and Stella. That sounds like a good night. That sounds like a good night, Mr. Quinn. You pint of Stella and a wee rum sitting there. Oh, that sounds like a good night. I might have to have a crack open a bottle. Vino Tinto. Anyway, there will never be another Henrik 240 goals. 242 goals. People don't realise how many he set up. It was over 100 assists. And he only played 315 times. Now, there you go. Henrik only played 315 times. There you go. And I miss Mikey Johnson. Bye, Baz, never won. Come on, the hoops, says Gus Fitzsimmons. My second account is Hoopy. It's every game, Baz. Every game. I might have to try that. Taylor hat trick. Then gets to drive the bus down the road. Monday's a cheesy chippy. Onion Bears have split their support. Killing myself. It's delicious, said Carly. I've not even looked at their stuff since the weekend. Anyway, that is us done and dusted for the night. I'm away to get ready for the... I should just stay on, shouldn't I? There's 592 folk on. Let me see what others... If there's any little transfer speculation kicking around in the news. No, that's fake. There's absolutely nothing at all. No Celtic speculation, no Celtic news, nothing kicking around this evening, which is weird. That's why we're champions. Keep it going. Yes, I'm moving, says Williman. Moving to where? Quality entertainment, that mob. Yeah, they are quality entertainment, but it's all about Celtic tonight. I think that Celtic are going to win 4-0 tonight. I think it's going to be a game that will be a little bit harder than the game at the weekend due to the fact that Dundee, they're going to sit with a back five. And then just say to Celtic, come on and try and beat us, whilst Celtic will have to overcome. And Celtic are sitting on 59 points with a goal difference of 53. Dundee are sitting in 8th position with 26 points and -4. They have shipped in quite a few goals at home. Goals against us, 20 goals against, but they've also scored 22 at home. So they've scored 22 goals at home, but they've let in 20 goals. They've lost 5 games all season at home. They've drawn 2 with the mighty Sevconian, and they've only won 4. So it does go down as a Celtic win. It's all eyes are going for a Celtic win. It's just going to be a case of how many. Dave Hislop said, does anyone know about the drink along? Yes, it's on Kaiser's channel. Go and look for it. Jimmy McGrory, 550 goals and 400. There's no way that you're going to get a modern day player who'll play more than 500-600 games. Someone's changed their name of their channel. The one Celtic fans use, CSC Ultras. I bet that's Kaiser. That set up that channel. I bet that's Kaiser. You can guarantee that would be Kaiser setting up another channel. How much would Jimmy McGrory be worth these days? Oh man, how much would Jimmy McGrory be? I have no idea. We'll get 6 goals chopped off with that Dallas. Williman's moving to Spain. Well, the bottle of wine that I'm drinking tonight is it's a cracking bottle of wine. The missus doesn't know I'm opening it yet, but it only costs €2.85. €2.85, and it is one of the best wines that you'll ever get. Anyway, Kaiser says, I wish it was me, lol. Kaiser, you've probably got that many channels, you can't even remember which one you've got. Anyway, that's me done and dusted. I will be back on straight after the game tonight. See me on Kaiser's channel at half time. I might jump on there. The drink along. Kaiser send me the link on Twitter. If I remember, I'll jump on. Depends. I might have had too much wine. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening. Come on, you boys in green. Glasgow's green and white.
Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party.